Aloha, my name is Kristara Lakshmidetten and I'm coming to you from Imperial Beach, San Diego, California. And this will be a little collection of my Wildfit challenge of the last 90 days. What it was like, what did I go through, and where did I get. So come along and enjoy. My number one takeaway was that we have a choice we can make every day how and what you eat, and once you start to do that consciously, everything will change. So before you start to watch this video, I just really ask you to be patient. There will be a lot of information about, firstly about my experience, and secondly I will share with you some snippets which I collected throughout the journey. You'll also see some of the kitchen scenery. What did I do? What were some of the basic things which I picked up? And also a little feedback from my husband Michael, who was also part of the program as well. So it will be a fun journey. It will take a little time, so be patient, and if you can't watch it all in one go, then save it for later, or just take it with you as a partner on one of your walks or bicycle rides or whatever. Be creative. And I'll also share a couple of recipes which were my favorites, so in case you have trouble to read them, you can always pause the video and then write down everything what it says there. So I hope you will enjoy it, and all the best. If you need more information, don't hesitate to contact me and ask for more. Mahalo. So here I am again. Yesterday I did this video in segments and it came out perfect, and it was even sunny, and I accidentally deleted all of them. So not all the days are sisters or brothers as we say in Estonian. So here comes the next attempt, and fingers crossed that this one will go better and I will not delete it. But today I wanted to tell you about my Wildfit journey, and I would like to start with a little background story. I was born in 1976 in Soviet Estonia, which meant that, during these times we were heading into some really challenging times, and there were times where there was not much of a choice to be found in shops, like even in grocery shops. But luckily during that time I was living with my grandmother and my dad, and my grandmother had a community garden slot where she was growing all the vegetables. We had fruit trees and all kinds of good yummy stuff. So basically I grew up on very healthy food, all eco, all organic from the garden. So we knew what we put into our mouth. And as I was growing up, I think I was in my mid-20s till I was introduced to even avocado or zucchini or many of those foreign things kind of, or even popcorn and stuff like that. So this way it has been quite an interesting background. And I don't know how it is with you, but with me, basically I did not get any kind of food education, not from primary school, not from high school, not from university years. I went to 3 different universities and there was zero education about food. So no wonder we are all struggling with food. So that's the background. And during the last years, I have been fighting my weight. So it has been going up and down. And I've done numerous programs, all kinds of diets that are out there. And I've got so tired, but I thought okay, let's try Wildfit. Let's give this a chance. So if this doesn't work, I don't know what does. So, and here I am, 3 months after the challenge, and I think it really worked. So there is hope. Let's talk about my motivation for the Wildfit challenge. So number 1 was actually, of course, to lose weight. That's how I used to say it. So, but now I learned that you should actually say release weight, because if you say lose weight, it's basically you are getting it lost and then you have to find it again. So I don't want that. So I was okay, I would like to lose weight. I put my target to 8 to 9 kilograms and I got to release 8 kilograms. So I'm very happy and I'm working now with the rest of it. So, and even if I don't get to that ideal number, I'm okay, because I know how to take better care of me now. So that was number 1. And then number 2 was actually to build a better food relationship, because my food relationship was almost non-existent or love and hate relationship. So I was okay, I need to change that. I have to get to know who food is, how to, relate to it, and how I can become a friend with it, not to continue to be an enemy. So that was also a really amazing journey. Then I was also realizing okay, my mom and dad, they are both dead right now. So my dad actually died exactly 10 years ago this month of lung and liver cancer, and that was pretty fast. He got admitted to the hospital and 1 week later he was dead. So, and he had a really unhealthy lifestyle. He was alcoholic and he was smoking. So no wonder he got these kind of cancers too. So I haven't had any alcohol, even not coffee, red meat for over 20 years or so. I even one point also stopped eating chicken after I saw all those movies about what happens to chickens, But I realized okay, there are some things I can do and which can, prolong my life. And I can make those choices today, and I want to learn a little more about it. And I think I also got the trick and managed to figure it out during the Wildfit challenge really well. One of the biggest reasons to join the Wildfit was actually to deal with my sugar monster and sugar addiction. I had no idea how bad it was, because I thought I've been pretty healthy for so many years. I don't have an issue with sugar. But oh boy, I was so wrong. So I started to observe it. I did a couple of experiments also during the Wildfit challenge to really get to know it inside out and face it. And I am so much better. And I don't think I have the addiction anymore. So it's been quite a huge 4 reasons, and also quite huge learning curve through those reasons. And when you are thinking you would like to change something in your life, I would recommend you go through, your reasons, your whys, because, it's very important to help you also to keep you on track. So I had very many challenging moments during this challenge, and one thing what really kept me going was when I was thinking like, okay, so what's the vision I want to see, and I was thinking I would like to become that 88 years old grandmother who is having fun time with her grandkids and, doing fun stuff, climbing mountains, roller skating, stuff like that. And instead of being a grandmother who is in a nursing home, who everyone takes care of and so on. So that vision really kept me going, and it was very easy. So what's yours? What is your why? So here we have my friend Rosie's. And Wildfit also taught me a lot about being in the moment and stop and smell the roses. And every time I had emotional moment where I had to figure out how to not go to that cookie or ice cream or whatever, which we didn't even have in the house, but anyways. So I developed something called a reward card system. So I even several times I bought flowers instead of chocolate from the shop. So that was also a really cool new element. So every time I got into that moment, I need that something sweet, I went to my reward card and figured out what was going on and what was the emotion behind it, how I can increase my energy and divert my focus to something else fun. So that was really cool system. Let's go to all of the things I got or what changed with this challenge. So number one thing, I started to work with my sleep. My sleep was a mess. So I figured out that, let me monitor it. And one of my main accountability partners actually has been my Garmin watch. So I left it on me for the night, and it was crazy shocking what I found out. So when I started the challenge, my regular sleep was maybe 5-6 hours, if that. And then my REM sleep was, if it was 1 hour per night, that was like really good. But usually maybe half an hour or even less. And then also deep sleep and light sleep, they also changed. So by the end of the challenge, I sleep now usually 6 to 8 hours per night. And I also have, at times, my REM sleep goes up to 3 hours. And that's a huge difference. I feel much more cognitively present and much more productive compared to previous times. So, and when I also heard that, over 80% of your fat is released while you breathe, and also maybe even most of it while you are sleeping, then I was looking into how can I increase my sleep time, and also went into details, figuring out how I can get to bed earlier, because it starts the night before, a good night's sleep, and also how I can, shut my screens and all of those things. I also figured out halfway through, when my weight was plateaued, that one of the reasons why this happened was basically because I had too much stress. I had so much stress that it was just crazy. I didn't really take time to meditate or take breaks and stuff, And that stress also creates extra stress for your body, which will now be on this fight or flight mode and doesn't want to release anything when you are in that energy. So I had to figure out also how to decrease my stress, and with the Garmin watch it's also really simple because you have a setting there so you can monitor it, your heart rate and so on. So that was also a huge thing, to take time for myself and figure these things out differently. I for years had issues with sinus infections and throat issues, and I got so many mini colds I got tired of even counting them, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And within this program we also give our bodies a little rest from all kinds of milk products, and once I stopped that, all of that went away overnight. So no mucus anymore, no running nose the way it used to be, no sore throat, no mini colds. Within those 3 months I was not sick at all. So it's amazing. And Eric has done several videos about milk and milk products and influence it has on our bodies, so Google it and find out more about it. So I was very used to that when I ate. After that I had to really kind of factor in some slow time. So basically sometimes even afternoon naps, because I just got so tired, couldn't function. My brain fog was crazy, but that also went away. There is no brain fog, there is no low energy after I eat. So that was a huge change as well. Another big issue I had was that I had constant headaches. So I couldn't even figure out what was causing them. But with this challenge, all the headaches are gone. Then my body started to detox. So it started to release all these different toxins which were stored in fat. So, and that's also really crazy. Once I talked to one friend who is also a specialist about those things a little more, she said in case you have done lots of antibiotics, lots of these toxins are still in the fat cells, So once you start to detoxify yourself, then these toxins will start to release and leave your body. So while I was doing that, I also got something called keto rash. So my body was actually really releasing lots of stuff, and I got a little scared first, but then I was reading more, talking to my coaches more, and seemed like other people had similar effects. So I knew that, okay, it's just a sign that I'm on the right track. When I got stuck with my weight loss, or it just plateaued, I also tried to figure out if there is any emotional trigger or connection there. And what I got was a picture of me being during the World War II, escaping the village, almost like my grandmother did, and escaped to the forest because didn't know what kind of soldiers were, okay and not okay. So my fat cells remembered that memory somehow. It was a connection with me too, and then they were we can't release the rest of the fat because we don't know, maybe we'll need it later. So I had to have not only positive self-talk, but self-talk, and talk to myself, there is plenty of food, there is no war, everything is fine, we are going to be okay, so let's release more fat. And then I got to the next stage and figured out how to move forward from there. So that was pretty crazy discovery as well. Another big thing, what I think most of the women have, I personally have met maybe only 3 or 4 women who are actually okay with their body image and feel like that they are best friends with their body. So when I started this, I had very bad relationship to my body image, and I couldn't imagine that by the end of this challenge I actually would, post my picture in my bikinis, and share it with the world in Facebook and YouTube and everywhere. But that's where I am today, so you can also see that picture by the end of this video. But it's a long journey. It doesn't come overnight. Have to be patient. And one thing which really was very crucial with that transformation was actually, they have a saying, the African proverb Eric is using a lot, if you want to go fast, go alone. My body image, what really helped me also was a really big support from the group and all the coaches we had in the group. So when I started to feel bad or I was challenged, I actually was really focused on asking also for help, and I got the help, and then I could turn the new page. So that was really cool, When I was growing up, my grandmother was mostly cooking, and I was almost never allowed to cook because she wanted to just save time and wanted to get it done, and totally understandable. But when I left home, when I was 18, I didn't even know how to cook potatoes, or boil potatoes. So my sister was in a cooking school, so she was basically one by one teaching me how to cook. But all my life I have been intimidated by cooking, or don't even talk about baking, because I was also, I think my grandmother was such a perfectionist that I was also so afraid that I will mess things up and it doesn't work and whatever, So with this challenge, I got not only creative with food, I also started to bake, I started to cook more, I started to figure out combination with different foods and what works and what doesn't work and all of these things. In addition, also I learned a lot more about food history, food psychology, and also nutritional anthropology, which I have anthropology background, so that was also very exciting to get to know a little more about different kind of anthropology, and that's very, very appealing, very exciting to me, wow, how these things actually work, Yeah, because we didn't have given a recipe book from the beginning, we had to be very creative ourselves. First, it was very annoying. I think my every other message was guys, this is unheard of. This program has to have a recipe book. Can I buy it in addition, or what's going on, And in a way, now, in retro perspective, I look back and I think, it's actually good that we didn't have it, because then I was forced to be a little more creative. So that way it actually worked really good. So I became creative with food, and now I spend hours in the kitchen. I'm not intimidated anymore. I'm actually even thinking, sometimes having a dinner and invite friends over and show them what I can. So yeah, that's a huge transformation there. So another thing which was a little challenging was that my switch to start to go from burning sugar to burn fat was very stubborn. So in order to really get it going, I had to use some other tricks. And once I got those tricks in the game, then it was really starting to work. And those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, this means that, after you eat, your whole body starts to work to burn your fat. And it feels like some kind of like inner generator is put into the works, like you feel so much energy and you don't almost know what to do, run a marathon or whatever, So that's what we actually all should do. But the main program which probably will activate it and has been very popular over the years is the keto diet. But Eric also says that to be on keto diet all the time is actually not healthy. And I totally believe it, because basically it would be like almost like being in the spring season in the Wildfit program forever. And that's like probably not a good idea. So I'm on it with him there. So let's go back to Sugar Monster thing. So from the get-go, as a kid, and also growing up in Soviet Estonia, we didn't have much like sweets and stuff, but we got them, and my grandmother was baking, so wasn't like we didn't have any. But I always associated everything sweet that it means, I'm loved, I'm taken care of, all of those things, And now, when you have no sweets coming in whatsoever form, you are really screwed. So my Wildfit challenge actually also happened during the Christmas time. So first I was thinking, like, what was I thinking, like, going into this, like, during Christmas time? But it was really good, because I did my own experiment for 5 days. I actually ate all kinds of like candies and cakes and sugar 3 times a day. And because I haven't done it like that extreme for many years, my body went to overdrive of like basically acid. And I could understand and feel how my whole body was turning into, almost felt like I was like turning into a fizzy drink, And there has been like connections with some cancer studies that, there has been connections to people's bodies like acidity. So I totally believe it, because that feeling I got once I had like overload of sugar, it was I felt tired all the time. My discipline went out of the window. I wanted to sleep all the time, and then I understood like what's happening and what's the food manufacturers are doing. It's like crazy. It is an addiction. So, and then you can't just quit addiction overnight. It's a big process, and you have to take it day by day, and that's what it has been for me. And I just have developed a different kind of awareness, and also different kind of awareness how I can get like more natural sweets, like even through like beets or carrots or things like that. Doesn't even need to be a candy, so to say. So I'm very proud how that went, and how I managed to start the process, and I have a different level now. So if you have sugar addiction too, that may be something for you too to look into. Another thing also, which many people have because they live so unconscious lives, is that they have no true connection to their body. So what I wanted to also experience here is to feel that, I have reconnected with my body. And this is what happened also during this challenge. I reconnected with my body, and also not only, also my mind and spirit. So that was really amazing as well. So if that's an issue for you, that's also maybe something you could get here. So I was so lucky to spend so many hours during this challenge on this beach. This is Imperial Beach of San Diego, the most southern part of San Diego, and it was my haven, my sanctuary, and helped me to release lots of stress and also recharge me every day. So I would also say my connection to nature completely transformed. So grateful and so appreciative, much more than before. People started to tell me, wow, Crystal, you look so young, what happened? Or younger. And I haven't tested, but I think body-wise or metabolically, I probably would go into 10 years younger than what I was before this challenge. And what it does is that if you eat differently and you support your body in a right way, you actually boost your growth hormone as well. So I can certainly say it has worked, and it also has shown on my nails, on my skin, on my hair. And prior this challenge, I actually had lots of loose hair, which I don't have anymore. So it's also so much of it is connected to everything in your body, and also into what you eat and how, So I also started to understand how our body, mind and spirit are like a complete holistic system, and how I should also take care of it like a holistic system. So once the food helps to build different body chemicals and the body is reset in so many ways, it can also support me with my mission or whatever I am doing here on this planet, And I could feel at times that I had maybe too much water in my body, or I also had inflammation in different parts of my body, but that is also all gone. So I have got to the basics really, really good, which is basically drink really plenty of good water, meaning, water mixed with minerals. I mix it with baking soda and Himalayan salt, and also coral powder. And at times I also do different kind of alkaline water to support me, at least 2 liters per day, sometimes also more if possible. I also do, Wildfit is recommending their breathing technique. I do actually a different kind of breathing technique, which has been a game changer as well. And also having movement, regular movement. The biggest weight loss was actually those days when I had the most, physical movement going on. Like yesterday, I did a 14-kilometer bike ride, and then I also walked 3.5 kilometers, and then I was in the kitchen doing 5-hour marathon with Wildfit cooking and stuff. And what happened was that basically this morning I had lost half a kilo. So that's really cool, learn some tricks. So I also learned that once you have good nutrition, then you don't put any garbage into your body anymore, because your body doesn't allow it. It will just spit it out, or you feel so uncomfortable that you just can't do it anymore the old way. So going back to digestion, there were two things which were really challenging. So one was, after several different type of foods, when I ate them, I always had bloated belly and sometimes also pain in the belly or even cramps. And I was really sick and tired of it. And now I understand they are connected to certain foods which probably my body is not tolerating or is giving me a sign that, you know, this is not good for you. You should not eat it, and it's not supporting your body. So now one of the things which has changed with this challenge is I have a complete connection to the body on that level that we can communicate and I can get the messages. So before it was almost like you were a zombie and whatever you did, because the system of regulating or receiving the messages and also doing something with them was like non-existent. So this way, that's also completely changed, you know. And one of the things also, I used to be really constipated. Sometimes I even skipped going to the toilet, you know, doing the second, and that was really crazy. And now I can go sometimes like 4 times a day because it's just so fluid, and what goes in is easily, you know, digested. So it has lots of fiber and lots of these elements. So it's not an issue anymore. So if you have that issue too, maybe something to look into. So one other thing which I discovered was how every holiday is connected to sugar or cakes, or everything to do with celebration is usually connected to some sugary stuff. And this will take probably quite a long time to reverse that or start to do different kind of like sweet stuff which is more healthy and so on. But that also like I almost got like annoyed with that, like, okay, why is that, and where does that come, and so on. So it's a collective reward system, and now it's up to me to say yes to it or say no to it. So that was also another interesting experience. And also starting to read the labels, you know, to figure out that there are 200 names, hidden names for sugar. And I will also add a little clip from the shop where I went to the shop and actually was checking the labels, how you see some just say it plainly, yes, we have added sugars and so on. So, you know, average American eats over 70 pounds of sugar, hidden sugar per year. Imagine what it does to our heart, what it does to our bodies in general. So that's like mind-blowing that it's a norm and not much has been really done on a bigger scale. And I think we all need a little better food revolution as well, food education, which is completely missing. Like Eric was saying, in most universities, even if you are a doctor, you have only 1 week learning about nutrition. Really? Like, oh my God, what planet are we living on? So really crazy. If you are considering this challenge, there are some things which I would bring out, which hope you also probably go through it more. You need a really good blender. It needs to be probably Nutribullet, Plantec or Vitamix or something, because your life will turn into like blender based and centered life. We had a really crappy one in the beginning, and then for Valentine's Day my husband actually gifted me the other one, so I was lucky that way. And now of course it hopes the whole process is like faster and easier, so that's something to consider. Should be at least 1000 or 1500 speed, so that it helps to really support your process with the food. So you also should have extra time to cook, because it's like basically impossible to eat outside. We tried a couple of times and it's just like crazy. You should have like a full interview. Where is this food from? How is it prepared? What oil did you use, and so on. And it's like just a little too annoying. So basically that's something to consider also. It will be much more expensive. You will see a little slip or receipt from our shopping one of the times, and usually our bill was maybe even like under $100 here in San Diego per week, but now it has gone to $150 or $200, and a big chunk of it is actually avocados because your food will be so based also. It's like not a necessity, but it would definitely help. You also may need to maybe skip your strength training for some weeks, which I did, and that was actually very annoying because for me it's very important, and it's also helping and supporting my body and my body chemistry. But I was like, okay, I'll just give it a chance, And my problem was that I didn't have enough energy. So once I figured out how I can get enough energy, I could bring the strength training back. But because of that strength training was on pause, I also lost quite a lot of muscle mass, which I now had to rebuild again. The menu may become a little boring in between, and that's basically also, it's very normal for a while, because you're used to variety, and we are humans, and this is one of the needs we have. We need variety. But it's just a season, so once you are in there, it's nothing unbearable. You can still do it. After the challenge, your body may get extra extra sensitive to crap food. So you have to keep that in mind too, that once you go into it like full blown 100%, you can't go back to just regular crap food. So it's one thing to basically also consider. If possible, choose to start the challenge when you know that you don't have much stress or much crazy work schedule and so on. I had one really crazy product launch during this time, and I tell you, I almost thought I'll die because it took so much out of me, and because of all the detox and stuff, I just didn't have much energy to support. So if you know okay, during summertime I have less work, or during this time you can moderate it a little bit, 3 months for yourself on that scale, then do that. That would really support you in so many ways. All in all, I think what I could say is that number one takeaway I got from this is that, all of us, we have a choice. We have a choice to choose what we eat and how we eat. And from that choice, your life will also change. So if you are interested how to do it, and also have a support and group and coaches to do that with you, then Wildfit is a really good fit for you. I saw this program had a lot of value, and I wanted to invite my husband into it. And as you know, sometimes men can be a little stubborn. So I thought, okay, I'll be smart. I'll just gift it to him as a gift for Christmas time. And that was a good move, because from the beginning of this January he joined as well, and you'll see his take-ons and benefits from this challenge later in this video too. And he has already lost over 10 kilograms, 20 pounds, and he's very happy that we can do it together and be each other's accountability partners. So So this way too, if you have friends or family or someone who you see that this would be a really amazing thing to help them in their change and challenges, this is something you could gift them, and it would be probably an investment of a lifetime. So, and if they do it 100%, they hopefully will also be forever grateful to you and Wildfit and everything coming along with it. So that's also a really good benefit to do it together, and then you get support, and you also, it's easier to keep yourself on track. So which was totally for me, because Michael was there and supporting me in so many ways and always there. So, and also checking in what to do and how and so on. So that's all. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you have more questions and would like to join, please don't hesitate to ask me, and I will direct you to the right information and right people. So definitely Wildfit can totally change your life. So mahalo, and enjoy the rest of the snippets from this journey with Wildfit. Mahalo. So this is our Wildfoot produce, what we got. So it's with cabbage, green peppers, leek, avocados, coconut, and then more cucumbers, some herbs, and salmon, broccoli, some more greens and salads, lemons, don't use much, but then we have cauliflower, cucumbers, spinach of course, and then parsley, celery, basil. Here we have almond flour and eggs. So here is the flaxseed cracker thing, and it looks really crispy. And then let's see, how does it taste? So it's actually really good. I added also some sea salt, so I recommend. I think this will be my new favorite cracker. Maybe yours too. Try it out. So here we are. Today we're gonna do basil pesto, and I'm on my 7th week with Wildfit, and I felt I need a little more spice and diversity in food, and then I found this Wildfit recipe and put it into work. So what we have here, so we have basil, so 2 cups with fresh basil, 3 teaspoons of I put walnuts, so you can see a little bit of walnuts here. 3 large cloves of garlic, and you can see there are some, you can see here, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I kind of put a little less because Eric says lemon can also like stop the process in the process where I'm right now. So, and then it says nutritional yeast, but I'm gonna experiment without that. So, and then 1/4 teaspoon sea salt. You can add more for taste. And then also 2 to 3 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil and 3 to 6 tablespoons water. So let's see, let's take it to the section here. It's a messy kitchen because I kind of turned wild with my Wildfit recipes today, and it takes a lot of energy. You lose a lot of calories with this cooking, but it's fun when it comes out. So let's see how this one goes. Hope this one will go better. So today I would like to talk to you about sugar. This has been a topic which I have been working now for quite a while. And in the end of November last year, in 2020, I joined a challenge called Wildfit Challenge with Eric Edmades and many other amazing people. And we went through certain changes in our diet over a period of 90 days. And now, very happily on the other side, I can say I have lost 17 pounds. And I have also got much better health. So many things have changed, and one of them is the sugar addiction, which I had no idea how deeply into it I was and how troublesome it was in my life and what it already did to my body for so many years. Did you know that obesity has actually raised 55%? All these numbers here are connected to America. So type 2 diabetes is going upwards. Alzheimer's is actually proved to be connected to also to sugar addiction and how that actually can influence that. Also liver and cardiovascular diseases can be connected to sugar stuff, as well metabolic syndrome, which is now in rise. Like 68 million people have that, and probably even more at this minute, you know. In addition, you know, all of the like regular natural sugar you get is so much refined hidden sugars, which are also, for example, in refined carbohydrates like in white flour or whole grains, which many of us maybe don't consider as sugary things, you know. And everything which is in a box or a can or wrapped, you have to be careful because usually it's loaded with lots of sugar. So American Heart Association recommends for women do not eat more than 6 teaspoons of sugar per day, and men no more than 9 teaspoons sugar per day. Most Americans though eat 22 teaspoons per day. And just to kind of give you a little ratio or an understanding here, 1 teaspoon equals 4 grams of sugar. So make your calculations, 22 teaspoons, how many grams of sugar is that, you know? So this is really, really crazy, like what's going on. And so Eric Edmades was taking it really into bits and pieces and saying, you know, this is the way food manufacturers have put these things together to make us hooked with food and want to eat more. And so many times actually this nutrition is not good enough, and it's also not giving us what we need, and then it creates the addiction, so we want to eat more of that bad stuff, you know. So within a Wildfit, there are certain weeks where you are not supposed to eat any added sugar, any even like natural sugar from like fruits and stuff. You get a little bit of like naturally probably from some veggies, but also the veggies are very kind of limited what you can eat. So what it does is basically you give your pancreas rest, a little holiday, which most people have never had. So, and then also all of your body and all of your microbiome in your gut will start to change. And also you may have like detox syndrome. And what I really also loved about Wildfit was that we actually got also a whole list of names of sugar. So here is 56 names of sugar, which are hidden sugars. Like, so when you start to read the labels, it doesn't say like sugar per se. It may have a different name. Later I did research and I found out that there's actually 200 hidden names of sugar which you can find. So imagine, so like how much do we actually know? Like what do we put into our mouth, you know? So I'll mention some of the most common ones here. So cane sugar, dextrose, like anything to do like with O's ending, you know, demerara sugar, dehydrated cane sugar, fruit juice concentrate, caramel, corn syrup, brown sugar, agave nectar, fructose, lactose, panocha, raw sugar, rice syrup, turbinado sugar, dextran, ethyl maltol, date sugar, glucose, and on it goes, you know. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through some of the stuff I have here on the table. So I basically kind of took some from the fridge and some from the cupboard or our pantry, so to say, and then we look into like how can you see like where is that sugar and how it's hidden and so on. You know, join me for this journey. Completely like no judgments, like also, you know, maybe you can do a little inventory in your pantry and in your fridge and kind of look like, you know, what's there, and also, you know, maybe have a little more consciousness next time you're going to shop, because once you start to read the labels, your life will change, like literally. It's like those little things. But let's see what we have here. So here we have Caesar Italian dressing and marinade. So this one, as you see, has total sugars 1 gram, added sugars 1 gram, and then 2%. So here is also how you have to read it is also you have to see how it's put here. This one is saying amount per serving, so that helps you to calculate. And then if you start to read here more like what's in here, so titanium dioxide, xanthan gum, you know, there are already, like you can see, so many different names where sugar is actually hidden here. So, and then we have, this one is chunky blue cheese. And this one has 1 gram of sugar and added sugar 0. But then again, let's look like deeper in, and you can definitely find some, so xanthan gum and so on. So if you go deeper, you can again find more hidden ones. Here I am at the shop, grocery stuff, and I wanted to also do a little point where you can see with me some labels. So let's say breakfast crunchy. So what we have here, total sugars 19 grams, included 13 gram added sugars. Okay, 26%. So, sweetened whole grain wheat cereal. What we have here. So, total sugars 12, included 12 gram added sugars. So it's a very sweet breakfast. Let's see what we have here. So 0 gram added sugars. Wow. Total sugars 0. Wow. So that's probably a winner for shredded wheat bite size. So wow, that's a surprise. And it's a good price too today. Okay, so let's see what else. Oats and more. So here we have total sugars 8 grams, included 8 gram of added sugars. Okay, so not too bad, but still lots of sugar. This is how breakfast in America is. Lots of sugar. So let's see, let's just take something else here. Some coffee, tea, let's see here. Some pebbles, some sweet stuff. Looks sweet. So total sugars 18 grams added sugars. Okay. Let's see more about sugar here. We have some chips. So this one has added sugars 1 gram, total sugars 1 gram. So not too bad, but this one has lots of other bad stuff. So rice cakes, told to be really healthy, and this one actually has 0 sugars. So that way, yeah, maybe. So here, Ritz crackers, 1 gram, and added sugars 1 gram. As you see, lots of sugar in all kinds of forms. So be aware, read the labels to protect your health. Thank you. And I have been now in Wildfit program challenge for like 2 months. And I see so many who are in the program are complaining all the time, I don't have time to cook, and it's like crazy. And I share now one tip, what do I do to save time, and how you can actually do many things like in patches. So here I have right now a cauliflower soup. I'm also boiling some eggs, so that every morning I basically do something with the boiled egg. And then down here we also have the crackers made of seeds, the Wildfit style. My salad for the lunch, the leafy parts of the celery, I cut these off and used it as a vegetable broth for the soup, you know. I'm also going to do the basil of pesto, which is really good for salads or even fish and stuff. I put it everywhere. Later I will also do my Alka-Seltzer. So, and as my husband is also doing it now, I also do 1 patch for him, which then I put into a glass jar. So he has it ready for tomorrow morning. I have it ready, and then I have already covered many lunches, many dinners, and I just have to do some simple add-ons. And it just takes me a little extra time today, but then the rest of the week will be pretty much covered. And of course I eat also salads and other things in between, all of that combine and, you know, experiment. But it's just like take that little extra time, put it into works, and it works. That's how it looks. It looks pretty cool. This is really, really yummy and good. And then I can also put that basil pesto on top of it. This time I tried, so I have pumpkin seeds, and then I also have flax seeds, and then I put also some chia seeds. So it's like I'm experimenting with so many versions, and it also has 2 eggs. So super simple and really nice snacks. So it's all about time management and doing things in patches. So I hope it helped. Mahalo. Enjoy. what do I have for breakfast these days? Here I will show you. So let's see. Looks very green. So this is called Alka Sizer, and this is from Wildfit, and this will be can be just that for breakfast, or you can have something else too. So looks very green, lots of nutrients, and it will be filling and feeding you in so many ways. And this one is a prime version, so that one doesn't have even fruits or anything. So if you're not used to the green stuff, it may be a little weird in the beginning. But now this one here will go into a jar, and then I will eat that one up over the course of the day. And that will keep also all my cravings away. So a little green start for the day. Mahalo.
What do you want me to say?
What are we doing now?
What are we doing? Or what are we up to?
What are we up to?
No good.
Huh.
Yeah. We had some carrots that were a little bit older and are still good, so we're going to go ahead and juice them. And then we've got some ginger we'll throw in there and make some ginger carrot juice with the juicer that we got for Christmas.
Yay.
Yeah. Ready?
Mm-hmm. After 5 weeks in the Wildfit program with no artificial sugar or even like root vegetables with sugar, this will be after 5 weeks my first juice with that, and that's a carrot juice which Michael just made. So
With ginger?
with ginger and little mint leaf on top. So let's see how that tastes. Oh my god, it's so sweet. It's like ice cream. Yum. I think I found my new favorite.
All right. Well, enjoy.
Yeah, thank you. So I have made something called fat bombs, and Michael, you can take this one.
Are you going to make me fat?
No,
Okay.
they are going to actually activate the process in you.
Okay.
So, how does it taste?
Well, it's got consistency of fudge. Little nut, little vanilla. And not bad. They're a little different. There's a texture or taste to them that is a little different, but trying to figure out what it is. I don't know. They're fat bombs.
Yeah. So it's made of almond butter mixed with coconut oil and a little bit of vanilla. Then I put it into the fridge, so it looks like a candy.
Is it the almond butter that gives it? That's kind of got a little between the fudge and I don't know. Maybe it's the almond butter, but it's got a little bit of a chalky texture to it. Would that be the almond butter, or did you put something else in there too?
It's just I think maybe the vanilla too.
Okay. Well, no, I can taste the vanilla. I'm just trying to figure out that last texture because I don't know what the stiffener is other than you put it in the refrigerator. But yeah, not bad.
Yeah. So maybe your new next candy.
Yeah.
The main thing is, like you said, not bad before different. So that's a compliment.
Yep. Yeah. No, I would tell you if it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for being my guinea pig.
Yep. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you.
You bet.
First thing was, I listened regularly Tom Bilyeu's podcasts, and he was interviewing a health professional who was talking about, menu and how you eat, how you work out, like what's the most important, in life to keep yourself healthy. And then Tom asked her, out of diet, mindset, and the third thing was like what you put on your body, which of those three is the number one most important thing people should focus on. And she took a moment, and then she said an answer which I didn't expect. But when I told it to Michael yesterday, you said like, oh, that's like no-brainer.
Yeah.
So what was the answer?
Mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset plays in everything you do. If you think about it, if you have a crappy day and you have that mindset, it's going to stay crappy. But if you change that mindset, chances are it's going to come out of it. If you want to lose weight, and we're talking about health, if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to be able to accomplish that. Or even if you put out there like, I want to lose weight. Well, that's only part of the picture. It's not the full picture. And we talk about goals, and goals are part of that as well. But even goals require mindset, because if you don't have the mindset to do it, you're either not going to accomplish it, or you're going to accomplish it with more struggle, or you get some result, but then it doesn't stick because you don't have the mindset to keep it there. So mindset plays a role in pretty much everything we do. Mindset in goal setting, mindset in weight loss, mindset in, intentions for the day, mindset in, who we are. If you want to be, a specific person, you're the best, person you can be, it's easy to not do that. For some reason, it's easier not to do that. And I don't know why, but, we can be couch potatoes, sit on the couch, watch boob tube all day long, eat bonbons. But if we want to achieve something with our life, it takes more than that, which means we have to be in a different mindset. If you want to continue to grow and further yourself or make changes in your life, mindset plays a big role in it.
Yeah, and that all starts actually from something what we have talked about so many times already, which we call creation formula, which starts with the thought, words, and actions. And I also, in connection to that, I realized one thing, like, what was the mindset keeping me going for the past 90 days with the Wildfit challenge, which helped me to not only lose 8 kilograms, which is like 17 pounds, I figured out, but also like do so many minor changes in my life, in my habits, in my well-being and health. And one of the key elements to keep it all going was, of course, because I had a program to follow, which helped me. There were regular, videos. There was a group on Facebook. There was also, we had also many coaches. And now I'm also joined in Michael's group so I can support him. So I created also a really nice habitat for that mindset to keep me going throughout the whole, process. And believe me, there were so many difficult moments, when even Michael was like, I don't know if you should like continue doing this, but I'm a trooper as well, so I just like kept going.
Yeah, and the mindset, like I said, plays a role in everything we do, but we also can't forget that you have to have some form of plan, whether you create one or you follow somebody else's. The support group, whether it's an online, group, or whether it's, a single person or something else. I mean, these are key ingredients for anything that you do. But you can actually throw all that away, mindset included, if you don't take action. So she had her why, her father's passing and the health struggle that he had, and not wanting to follow in that same suit and do the best she can to prevent that. That was one thing. The plan, which she found, a plan that worked for her, the support that she found, the mindset to do it all, but none of that.
Coaches too.
Yeah, but none of that counts if you don't actually take action. And she took action. And not only did she take action, and we both have, but not only did she take it, but she stuck to it when the challenge became even to the point where it was like you just don't want to do it anymore, but you continue to do it, and she powered through it. She feels better today for doing that. So, and she's accomplished, immediate result, which was some weight loss and better health here, but the longevity, the benefits for the rest of her life.
This is, something you have to consider, because the choices you make today will make up your future and also your health. So I'm really glad that insight came, and I'm so proud of who I have become through this challenge, and I'm so proud of also Michael being part of that, and also not giving up, even though it's also a little challenge for you too.
Yeah, and I don't mind doing it. I mean, it's creating new habits, and a lot of the habits that I'm creating now I will continue, and I've done it before, and it's easy to continue for a short period of time after you do something. It's harder to do it in a longer period of time, but with the support I have, I'm sure I'll be able to do it.
And to wrap it up, so if you want to really seriously change your life, number one key element is actually mindset. And to figure out how to do that, you most probably will need mentors or coaches or some guides who can help you, because as Einstein already said, if you want to change something, doing everything the way you always have done, it's the longest and hardest way to do. And I like also one of the Wildfit proverbs which they have shared from Africa is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah.
And that's why these like support groups or programs or structure with your mindset will really help. And scientifically, it's also proven that if you start to do something for a certain period of time, I think it's around like 20 days or something, it may become a new habit, a new lifestyle. We are living examples, it's possible. So find out also your why. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's something different.
Grandkids, maybe you want to travel more healthy, maybe you want to. Yeah.
And more personal it is, more it will stick. Because if it's just like, I want to be sexy, like, one of the reasons why I wanted to lose weight, of course, I want to be more sexier for you.
And you can never be more sexy in my eyes, even though I do appreciate all your effort, because you're the most beautiful woman in the world to me.
Oh, thank you. But it's also, there were other things and other whys I had connected to it. And doing it together with someone, a loved one, your spouse, a friend, always helps, because then you have accountability, Like when we are living together, when we go to grocery shop together, there are certain things you can do together, and it makes it so much easier, and there is less resistance as well. So mindset and find your why, put them together, and it will be a different new future.
If you need some support or help, shoot us a message, and we'll provide you any tips and tools that we have.
And if you have more questions about Wildfit, also don't hesitate to ask. We can share about our experience and what else is possible. So.
Aloha, I'm Michael Ditton, living in sunny Southern California, San Diego to be exact. Just going into week 10 of the Wildfit program right now, and super stoked that had some major wins, major accomplishments. Yes, there's been some challenges, but they've been pretty minimal compared to the results that I've gotten. I am, currently involved in a business with my beautiful wife, Crystal Raw, where we are, what we do is personal growth, personal development, but we do it through inspiration and teaching of lessons that we've learned. So in order to do that, we always are trying to, be coached by coaches and learn things that we can take and, contribute and share and serve other people with. I do that within my real estate investments business as well, because we always go into a position, we're not going in to slaughter the lambs, take advantage of a situation just so that we can earn profits. Basically, when we go into a situation, we want to create a win-win for everybody and make sure that we leave the person that we've dealt with on any side in a better position than what we found them in. And in order to do that, part of the goal that I had set, best mental, physical, spiritual, and financial condition of my life, part of that is, the ethical investing, the ethical ways that we do business, and the examples that we lead by and inspire by, and taking care of ourselves is part of that process. And Wildfit has come into my life at the beginning of this year, compliments of my beautiful wife, and has now been a very active part in that growth for me. And now we're able to share that as well.
So you have been part of Wildfit Challenge now 2 months and 1 week.
Yep.
And how much weight have you released so far?
As of yesterday morning, 23 pounds.
So it's over 10 kilos, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how has the challenge been so far?
For the most part, it's just changing the way you eat and what you eat. So it's not really a diet, it's just a proper diet. This is a little bit different because it takes you through cycles where, it's a little bit more restrictive, and we've been on what's called the spring diet, which is pretty much I can eat, my chicken, fish, or pork, and just mainly green vegetables. So for the last 3 or 4 weeks now, and I don't have any problem with that because I like veggies, and I like, it hasn't really taken a whole lot away from me except for my ice cream and my coffee. But for the most part, it's been easy to get along with. I will tell you that it's a little bit more challenging for the last week or two, only because I feel, and whether it's mentally or physically, I feel like there's something missing, and it could be, like I said, it could be mentally because I'm so used to other things. But I'm trying to find in the limited things that do meet the requirements. And we have nuts and all that other stuff. I think maybe it's just I'm getting bored of the same old stuff. I don't know. So I'm looking for something a little bit different. Other than that, it's easy to do, and after the challenge is done, I will continue to carry most of that forward. Probably relax on little things, but be a lot more conscious of the things that I do put into my body, and I want to maintain the weight loss that I have. I've been 215, 220 for years, and the last time I got below 2 was in late 2014. Which is an ideal weight where I wanted to be, and I'm pretty much there right now. All I need to do is kind of tone up a little bit, and I'll be golden. So, yeah.
And how has it been to be in this challenge together with me?
It's created. It's always nice when you have an accountability partner, and you, Crystal, have been a huge help in doing the blending up our drinks the night before and having them prepared for me, especially when I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning and go to work. It's nice to just be able to grab, obviously I wouldn't run a blender at that time in the morning. I'd be shot by you and all the neighbors. But, you've been real supportive in doing that for me. We're eating more alike, even though you were on a little different cycle than me, but now we're kind of on the same cycle. So it's been really nice to have somebody to do this with, somebody to support with, and I know we will both we may both choose to do it a little bit differently when the program's over. I know you're a little bit more hardcore and dedicated than I am. Not that I'm complacent or lazy or anything else. It's just, we just do things a little bit differently. But I believe that there's going to be a great balance, and we can continue to support each other for a very healthy, future.
And would you recommend this also for other couples to go through together?
Yeah, individuals or couples. I mean, because even if we weren't doing it as a couple, the support of the group that we're a part of, and it's a smaller, more intimate group, and we're able to, people are able to share their thoughts and their feelings. They're able to share recipes. They're able to share, their progress. They're able to share their struggles. So that support's there. To do it as a couple, it's really good, because if you're doing it as an individual that is part of a couple, it creates additional challenges, because maybe you have two different meal plans, or one person doesn't understand what you're doing while you're doing. So it's really nice as a couple to get into it together and be able to go through that process together. So I'm very grateful for that. I know you started a little bit ahead of me, and your meal plan's always been a little bit different than mine, because you're a pescatarian and I eat meat. So, we've always had that little bit of a balance anyways, and I'm going to eat pretty much the same vegetables or salads or what have you as you, but I'm going to prepare my meat as well. So to go into this together, even with you being on a little even different meal plan at the beginning, it still was nice to be able to do it together.
Yeah. So any other big wins or takeaways from that challenge so far?
My desire, my goals for not only this year but for my future was to be in the best, physical, mental, spiritual, and financial condition of my life. And that started the minute I decided to do that. And I started to do that at the beginning of this year. And it wasn't that I had a goal like your traditional goal. It was a decision to make a lifestyle change so that I can be as healthy and happy as I can be for the remainder days that I'm here on this earth, so that I can spend that quality time with you and enjoy myself while I'm here, and to take care of myself, and to be able to fully function the best that I can. This program is part of that, and it has helped me with my nutrition and paying attention and everything else. So I'm grateful that you gifted it to me for Christmas, and I'm grateful that I did it and I stuck to it, and I've gotten where I'm at now. By the end of this challenge, 3 months into the year, I will have achieved a major part of that, that mental, physical, spiritual, and financial mindset and expectation that I've placed on myself of the lifestyle that we're going to live.
While the World War like my grandmother did during World War II.